Hi, it's Amy, and today I am going to do a review for you on the Pink Lemonade Shop cloth pads. Now, just a little bit about these pads, because I do have a little bit of sentimental value. These are the first cloth pads that I have ever owned. I did not purchase these. I actually won them in a blog giveaway. But these are the three that I won them, I received them, and I just cold turkey said I am done with disposable pads, and I'm just going to use reusable menstrual pads. So I had these three, and I purchased another one, and I honestly can't remember how I obtained the fifth one. So I had a total of 5. My next cycle came, and I said, here we go, we're just going to use all reusable cloth pads. So I was washing every single day and just made it work. And since then, I have been using exclusively cloth pads for, oh my goodness, maybe over 4 years, give or take a few months due to 2 pregnancies since then. But anyways, I have not used a disposable menstrual product since then. So I am slightly attached to these pads in a way because this is where I started. So I'm going to try to, just give my honest opinion about them. I don't know if anything has changed with Pink Lemonade pads since then because, these are probably getting close to 5 years old because I had them for maybe 4.5 years. Yeah, somewhere close to 4.5 years I had them. So I don't know if, the back fleece has changed or the core has changed. I don't know. I have not purchased any Pink Lemonade pads. These are the 3 that I have, and I only won them in a blog giveaway. So what I have is a 7.5-inch liner. I have it actually measures 8.5 inches, but it's supposed to be an 8-inch day pad, or a light pad, I think she calls it. And this actually measures 9.5 inches, but it's supposed to be a 9-inch. I guess a moderate flow. I honestly don't know too much about what she calls her pads. I looked up on her website her different lengths, and I tried to find what her core is, and I couldn't find it. I see now that she uses WinPro fleece on her pads, but this, honestly, I don't think it was WinPro. I think it's just an anti-pill fleece. Anyways, I'm not sure. So, onto this this liner, 7.5 inches. It's actually a really pretty pink. Snapped up, she only has one snap setting. Snapped up, this was about 2.25 inches across the gusset. If you watch my channel a lot, you will know that anything less than a 9-inch liner is not going to work for me. But you have to keep in mind that these are the first ones that I had, and I won them, so I was bound and determined to make them work. So as a liner, this works great. I'm going to tell you, though, that on a moderate day, it works great too. And on a heavy day, it works great too. When I only had 5 pads and I had to make these work, I just used whichever one I had, and when they were all used up and I was wearing the last one of my 5, I threw them all into the washer with a load of whatever laundry needed to be done, and washed them, dried them so that I could be ready to change out the one I had on and put on the next one. So I was doing laundry every single day so that I could, just use just cloth. So there was a time that on my heaviest day, I used this little guy, and for about maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours, and I had no leaks. So whatever is in that core, there is a tiny bit of a core, it didn't leak. So, on to the next one. This is the 8-inch Light Flow, and I love these colors. I love the pink with the green on the black. It's pretty. This one snapped up was about 2.5. Yes, 2.5 inches across. And this one's also minky topped with the fleece back. And again, I'm not sure of her core, but you can tell that, well, I can tell by feel that this core is a little bit thicker than this one. Let me try to unsnap this here, and we'll just go back to here. I'll show you if you can see. And it's not the thinnest liner, but it worked. Let me see if I can undo this one, and I'll show you. One of these snaps is just so hard. Well, so be it. Just do it here. So it doesn't feel thick when I'm wearing it. I think it's just because of the turn and top stitch and the minky that it looks thicker, because it doesn't feel thick when I wear it, to be honest. This one is a Light Flow. It works great as a Light Flow, works great as a liner, and it works great as a Heavy Flow for just a few hours. Because when I needed it to work, I just made it work. So I had no issues with this one either, no leaks. Onto the 9-inch. This one I would say is like not on my heaviest day, but on the day after my heaviest day. So like my second to heaviest day. This one works great. So I think on her website she says that her 9 inches are day pads, which I'm not entirely sure what that means. Like, is that like moderate? I don't know. But this worked great on a heavy day. It is thicker. And like I said, I don't know what's in the core, but minky topped and fleece backed. This one snapped up was almost exactly 3 inches. Like, it was just a hair short of 3 inches. Now, the only bad thing that I can say about these pads is that when they're snapped up, around my underwear, the wings are not tight. So you can see, like, there's this wing droop going on here. And this one, I don't know if you'll be able to see good. Well, there you go. It's not very snug. I feel like if there was a second snap, which I'm not a fan of second snaps anyway, but I feel like if there was, I can't get this undone now, that maybe it would be a little bit better. But anyway, we'll just leave that. We'll show this one. If there was like a snap, you see how it's there, and you want to snap it here. If there was like a snap over here, I feel like it would be more snug and secure. I did find that all 3 of these actually moved around in my underwear when I was wearing them, and since these were the first ones that I had, my initial thought was, oh, I hope that this isn't the issue with all cloth pads, because that's just going to be annoying, because, I was used to the disposable pads sticking with that sticky stuff to your underwear. But that's not the case. With all the pads that I have, these are the only ones that do it. It's just, I don't know, the snap setting is not tight enough. Now, I don't know if she has changed that since, because these are the only ones I have. They're 4.5 years old. I haven't bought any more. Haven't used any more Pink Lemonade pads. So I don't know if things have changed since then. But that was one issue that I had. The other issue that I noticed was, well, you can't really see it on the minky side, but if you look at the stitching on the fleece, you see how she's really close here, and then she gets really far away from the edge. I mean, this is really far away. And then she gets really close again when she's sewing. Now, she doesn't top stitch her wings, which I think this might be the only pad that I have like that. So she just comes down, and then, see how we're close here, and then really far away again, and then close. So that was the only other thing that I noticed with these pads. So you can see here again. So it wasn't very even stitching, which honestly, if the pad holds together, that doesn't really bother me. It was just that since these were my first ones, I, was like, oh, I hope that not all of them are like that, which, I found out they're not. So you can't really compare pad makers to pad makers. So, anyways, those are my two things that I found wrong with them, I guess you can say. The wing droop, the stitching, and the lengths, that's just a personal preference thing, so I can't really say that that's something bad about them. It's just my personal preference that 7.5 inches is too small for me for a liner. An 8-inch, I mean, that's too small for me for a liner, so for a light pad, it's too small for me. A 9-inch is too small for a moderate or heavy pad. I mean, 9 inches is my perfect liner length. So, I mean, everyone's different with the pad lengths that they like. So that's just a personal preference. But like I said, I do have a little bit of sentimental attachment to these pads because this was my beginning, folks. And I'm sure everyone who started off with cloth pads probably has that one pad, the first one that they bought, or the first one that they made to start off, that they, used first on their transition to cloth pads. And maybe you're attached to it. I don't know. Tell me about it in the comments. But that's Pink Lemonade. And I will put a link to her shop and her Facebook page below. Check her out. And give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe. And I will talk to you later. Bye.